Good morning, and to everyone in the UK, and good morning to Dr. Susie, and good evening to everyone in Australia and New Zealand. I'm Jancy. I'm a nurse by profession, and I'm a proud digital business owner too. I'm also a Christian, and so Dr. Susie, she's a Christian GP who works in the UK, and she's a very successful business owner, and she helps around the globe. Thousands of people she's mentoring and helping to start a business and making many people's life a great change. So I have here today Dr. Susie from the UK. She's a GP by profession, and thank you so much, Dr. Susie, for accepting my invitation. And I have her, even though she's a very busy schedule, but she find time for me to discuss. We are having a short business discussion about our online business, which can help many people, those who are watching this live program. And I invite Dr. Susie this time for the live program. Welcome, Dr. Susie, and can you please introduce yourself to my audience? Thank
Yeah.
you.
Hi, Jancy JC. So thank you so much for the invite. It's a pleasure and honor to be with you today, and your words are too kind. I do, well, well, I hope I'm inspiring a lot of people, but it was very kind words. Thank you so much anyway. So like what Jancy Stacey says, I am Dr. Susie. I am a general practitioner here in the UK. I live in the UK with my husband, who's a chef by background, and my daughter, who is 15. And I'm also a proud digital business owner. I've been doing this business now for just under 2 years, and I can really tell you, it's been the best decision I've ever made. It's been just wonderful. When I started the business, I was doing full-time work, anything between 5.5 days to 6 days a week. And thanks to the business, within just less than, within a year and a half, or maybe 19 months or so, I was able to cut down up to 3.5 days. So now I just work 3.5 days a week. My husband quit his job about 8 months ago. And yeah, it's been wonderful. We're having more family time. Our daughter is really happy because we are more at home. And yeah, and the business is able to fund our lifestyle. So it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Yeah, very good, Dr. Susie. That's lovely to hear about the positive side of our business. That's great. And I'll let me just ask you that it's for my viewers. When I first joined, I was just thinking, oh, doctors, they are highly paid, and it's such a great job. By profession, you are well respected profession, and we're highly high pay. You have got very good salary. So when you got a high income, why, what was the reason for you to track to this business? Like, as a doctor, you got your own, it is completely a different job, different side of the medical profession. So as a medical doctor, what attract you to come to this business, and
It was
what
more out
was
of
the potential?
Yeah, it was more out of necessity, really. For me, yes, it's well-paid job. I was working about 5.5, 6 days a week. I'm a high earner, so it was. But what I've realized is the more I was earning, the more I was getting taxed. I was getting taxed up to 45%, and there were months when I was doing extra shifts so as to pay my credit card of going on a holiday. And I just realized that I was earning, when you do extra shifts, I was coming to a point where I was earning less than when I was not doing the shifts, which was absolutely crazy. So why would I want to do an extra shift, being away from my family, 6 days a week, and earning less than if I was working a 4 or 5 days a week? It didn't make any sense to me. And because I was trading my time for money. And from my point of view, what I've been a medical practitioner over 20 years now, and what I've learned is less is more. What I mean by that, the more, now I'm just working 3.5 days a week, I feel I'm doing more for my patients. I'm more patient, you know, because I'm more fresh. I can give more time to people, and I'm more happier as a doctor. I want to do more
Yes.
for my patients as a doctor. But when you're working 6 days a week, then by the end, you're just doing it like autopilot. You just, yeah, this is a job,
Yes.
you're just doing a job. And and then there's this, because we carry this emotional burden of service, then you feel like unsatisfied and unfulfilled at work. The most important thing was my family was not happy, my daughter was not happy because I was not there. And when I was there, I was very irritable, because after long days, if she comes and asks me something, I used to scream, start shouting, and that was nowhere to be as a mom. So that was there. And then pandemic hit, and my husband was about to change his job. He couldn't get into his new job, and so I was the sole breadwinner for a year. So that financial burden was on me. And I'm, as I have different roles in the community. I'm a manager, I'm a PCN lead, I do long COVID, diabetes, and other stuff. So when I'm a long COVID champion, and I have people in my books even to today where they haven't been able to go back to work. They haven't
Mm.
returned back to work from March 2020. They've lost their livelihoods. They've lost their, their jobs, their identity, everything because of long COVID. And it was just by the grace and mercy of God that I've never caught COVID. And I was seeing patients face to face. And we none of us have caught obviously no COVID, no long COVID, things like that. But that could have been easily any of us, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
It could have been any of us. So for me, I was like, what if I get COVID? What if I get long COVID? What if, and there was a
Mm.
time in UK where more black men and Asian men were dying. Scary thought. What if I bring it
Mm.
home to my husband and if something happens? This was
Daughter.
very, very scary for me. So I was like, no, this is not a smart way of working. Like, I need to
Mm.
find another stream of income that even if I am not there, if I'm not working, it earns me money. And that's what's happening now. My husband's not work, like he does the odd things here and there when people actually call, please Louis, come and do a couple of days for us or something. But generally he doesn't do any of that at the moment. So, and he's going into ministry next month, so we're starting a
Oh,
ministry
wow.
next month. So we're shifting to that mostly at the moment.
Yes,
And
that's
this is all possible because we are getting a passive stream of income, isn't it, on the side?
exactly.
Really.
Yeah. That's such a great blessing. And I just came back from India 2 days ago, only Tuesday. I came back and I was just thinking, my 40 years of overseas travel. Every time I worry about, myself and my husband, we worry about the expenses. And I got 4 children. So imagine 6 people's ticket going over there and the expenses there. And this is the only first time ever I never think about the expenses. I could say proudly that I had enough money for a holiday.
Wow.
So that's really good. And I really supported ministry as well, which is really great. And I'm so glad that I was able to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to say I've done more in ministry, giving for ministry last year and this year than I've done all my years, because we have more than enough. And obviously,
Yeah,
when
yeah,
God gives you more than enough, you just want to give back.
yeah, exactly. That's such a great blessing. And yeah, yeah, it is like, you are blessing people and you get blessing back. So
Absolutely.
that's really nice to hear about that, Dr. Susie. I think we are pretty much same in the faith. Yeah, great. Yeah, I have another question. Let me just see. Um, yeah, I have another question because when people ask about the investment side, so the investment side, people are a bit more scared about the investment side. I know in Australia, many people have money, but I can't say that they don't have money and they have the source of income, very good income. So they always a bit scared about the investment part. So could you please explain what will be the investment part and compared to other business, what is the positive side of our online business, because we had, while I was in UK, I was there for about 7.5, 8 years, and we had a very good business in UK, and we spent almost £42,000 for a business, and 3 years it ran very well, and then it got bankrupted. So I know when you start a business by your own, what is the difficulties, the challenges. You don't have time, you are working 7 days a week, and you have to work as a, I work like a labor, like, when the container comes, we were exporting things, when the container comes you cannot get anyone, so I have to climb to the 40-inch the container to empty it before, otherwise they will ask for extra money. So I know you do have some kind of business background, so if you could just explain about the investment side, that would be great, Dr.
Yeah.
Susie.
So just to give in perspective, this is not a job. So a lot of people, click on our ads thinking that this is a job. So just to make it like what Triti said, it's to make it absolutely clear. This is not a job. This is a business. The only place where you don't have to put money in to make money is a job. But then you are a slave to your master. Your annual leaves, you'll have to beg for annual leaves, beg for holidays, all those things come with it, and then you are putting a price tag to the hours, like for the amount of work that you're doing. While if you're doing a business, there's no price tag. It's unlimited. Your potential of earning is unlimited. We have people in our community earning 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures. I've also had the opportunity to earn quite a bit, like double of what I earn as a GP and things like that. And that is by putting just 1 hour a day, which is mind blowing if you actually think of it. So, but then to get into a business, you need to put in money. You cannot make money without sowing money into it. So that's number one. Any business has an investment. Now, for a brick and mortar business, for instance, I and my husband were planning to start a takeaway shop. This was about 7-8 years ago. And when we were looking at just a takeaway, just 2 people to stand, not even like a restaurant or things like that, to get the lease itself, it was 21,000 just to. So that was no gas, electric, no manpower, no inventory, nothing. 21,000. And so we were a bit hesitant, to do that at that point in time. That's just that. So, and when we talk about online business, you can start with 1/10 of that, even business, and that is the beauty about our business is, there's a range. Like, it's not like there is a budget that fits all people. And at the end of the time, and at the end of the day, if we all had money, we don't need to look for other streams of
Exactly.
streams of income, because if I had money, I don't need another stream of income. And so money should not be an excuse saying that you don't have. When I joined the business, I didn't have the money. I took a 0% credit card, which I was able to pay off within a year. And I monthly paid it off, and that was that. So most people who join this business don't have the money. There's only very few that have the money or take it from the savings and things like that. So you have to just be resourceful. A lot of people go for financing options, 0% credit cards, take out loans to do the business and whatever. People are happy to spend 5,000, because I remember preparing to go to Disneyland, and I was saving up for Disneyland. And when I went to, and this was not even America, this was the one in Paris. We stayed in the Disney hotel. It's very expensive. So, but we wanted that experience. So I was saving up for months for that. And after coming back, I was paying back the credit card. So it was thousands of pounds, 6,000-7,000 pounds. But we had a lifetime experience, and people are happy to spend that much money on going for a trip. Don't get me wrong, it is a memory, it's that lifetime experience. But instead of doing that, why don't you invest? If you have that 5,000, 6,000 pounds, invest into the business, and then once the business kicks off, you can use that. Last year I went on 5 holidays, including going abroad for my father's 75th birthday, and surprised him. Yeah.
Very
And
good.
all the money came from my business. I didn't do a single extra shift. I haven't done extra shift for 22 months now. I haven't done a
Wow.
single extra shift in 22 months. It's all what I've done. And I've never been on 5 holidays in a year prior to this, even when I was working full time. One thing is, this is the thing, you don't get holidays because you have to beg for your holidays, it's limited. And the other thing is, the thought of coming back and saving up for the holiday was too stressful. So, going abroad once a year or once in 2 years itself was a big thing for me.
True.
um,
Exactly.
so so that it's just a mindset shift, really. So you have to put in money to earn money, but it is nothing compared to, like what you said, 42,000 investment or 21,000 investment. You just need, like, if you can even start this business with 2,000, 3,000 pounds, as less as that, you can start this business. But and how to get the money? Get a loan out, get a personal loan out. You go to your bank,
Exactly.
get the and now the loans are about 5 to 6%. So even if it is that, how much is that? Like, if you take 10,000 pounds out also, it was like, if you're investing 10,000 pounds, that would be like 600, 600 pounds. So if you're taking 5,000, it's 300 pounds, isn't it? Interest only you're
Yes.
paying for something that has a potential for you to earn 5, 6, 7 figures a month. We're not
Mm,
talking a year, we're talking a month.
exactly.
And another thing is, for me, because of the business, most of my expenses, my holiday expenses and everything, was taken care of by the business. Like, I've this last time I've put internet, a lot of, home, even though I'm using it at home, the internet is under my husband's name. So he's a business owner now. So, all our internet and, all those things are paid by the business, because it's considered as a business expense whenever we go on a
Yes.
holiday. Because I take pictures or shoot videos and things like that. My accountant said anything you would even partly do on your holiday, which you use for your business, can be a business expense. So all my business expenses, holidays, are all now business expenses rather than me paying tax on it.
Wow, what a blessing it is, isn't it? But people won't realize that. I
Yeah.
didn't even know that until I came into this business, that these are the blessings we get through this business.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
what a
it's all a
wonderful experience.
yeah, it's all a business expense. You can't imagine what all, even to certain extent. Because I didn't know about clothes, because I had some of our leaders saying, oh, they pay for their clothes and bags through the, through the business. I'm like, can you do that? So I even asked my accountant, can I pay for my clothes? She's like, well, not all, he's like, as long as it's you're sensible. If you're buying a suit or something once in, like, for instance, once in 2, 3 months, you can put that as a business expenses, and that's what people do. If you're buying something fancy for a party, like we have a lot of business meetings, so if you're buying something fancy at that time, your bag, your shoe, and all can be, which I didn't know when I heard, like, so that's, you hear from people, and that's how you know how to make all that as a business expense. So I asked my accountant, and he said, yeah, you can add that. Can you imagine that?
Yeah,
All tax, deductible. Your shoes, your
yeah.
bag, your clothes, your holidays, your petrol. Now I actually count all my petrol. So anytime I go, because anytime we go, I ask my husband, take a picture. That is for business expense.
Yes, exactly.
So
That's
it
all
is like,
business. Yeah,
so that's why I said more. I mean, less is more, really, really. And you have more time for the family at the end of the day.
yeah.
It's just
It's,
amazing. And my only regret is why I didn't start early.
mm,
Why did I stress out all my life? Feel burnt out, depressed. Especially the pandemic was a very, very tough time for me. So, people dying and things like that. It was really, really tough time for me. So it was just, I was just thinking, why didn't I know this before?
yeah, there is always a season for everything, isn't it, Dr. Susie?
Absolutely. Under
Yeah, I saw this business actually 5 years ago, but I was super skeptical, so I haven't actually joined. But probably this was the time for me to join, so I have joined, and I never regretted back. And
absolutely.
this was one of the best decision ever I made. And even though, when you said about the investment part, when you sow a seed, then only you can harvest, isn't it? It
Yeah.
exactly the same thing. So if you sow one seed, you're not going to harvest one seed, you're going to get multiple. So this
Yeah.
is exactly the same. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you
Absolutely.
so much, Dr. Susie.
No
Yeah,
worries.
you well explained. Yeah. And my final thing for my viewers, if you could give an advice for my viewers about this business, or in their future decision if they want to join, so what will be your advice for them?
uh, this is the best time. And people think like, oh, I'm a medical professional, I'm a nurse, or whatever job you are in, people need you. Even in the care profession or something, people say they always need doctors, nurses, and all. It's not true. Things are
Mm.
changing at a rapid pace. When I joined the business, it wasn't for that reason. For me, I was stressed and burnt out, and I just needed a second stream of income, and that's why I actually joined the business. But now, a lot of the things that doctors are doing are done by advanced nurse practitioners, by pharmacists, and things like that. So you don't need a lot of doctors. And the same things, the things that nurses are doing are done by healthcare assistants. So, a lot of our jobs are going for cheaper alternatives. That's number one. So, and the number two is AI. Now, and people are getting very scared of AI, but you don't have to be scared if you actually think of creating your empire of multiple streams of income. You don't have to be scared. You have to be scared if you're just relying on your job for the rest of your
Just
life.
one
At that
income.
time you need to be scared, because even now we have actually portals and platforms where there are AI is able to diagnose cancers much better than radiologists, much better than oncologists, much faster. So, and if you think of that in a good way, isn't that a good thing? Yeah, I would think of that. Yeah, it is a good thing. So I shouldn't be scared that AI is able to detect cancer. So do you need that many doctors? Do you need that many? And then there's robots now. Robotic surgery. I have a friend who had surgery for knee about 10 years ago, and then now had a robotic surgery this time, and he was saying the difference when the robot did and a human being did, you cannot compare it. It was so much better with less complications and things like that. And as a doctor, I have to accept that is the way forward, and that is the best for the patient. But and another reason why I'm not scared of it, I am utilizing AI every day for my business. And I am going with the tide, not against it, because I'm using AI in my business and I know how to use AI. I'm not scared because I'm using it to help me make money, and
Mm.
you should do too. So don't think that your profession, they might be even now HCAs and all, there might be even robots in the future to do that. There is a restaurant now in California that is run solely by machines. There's no waiter, there's no cooks, no chefs, nothing. It's just by machine. I was seeing that in TikTok, and that's a
Wow.
driverless cars. We know all that. So is any job safe? No, no job is safe. So what is your backup plan? Make
Mhm.
an empire, have multiple streams of income, and make make your family and your future secure. So that's all. And there's nothing, and there's a 30-day trial period. You check our business out. If you're not happy with the business model, you will be refunded, and that's it. But don't look at us and say, oh, this is a scam. They're taking people out of, I've had people make negative comments saying, oh, you're a doctor, aren't you ashamed getting more people out of this noble profession? Well, if the noble profession is not giving us enough money to pay our bills, or not enough employment, I know GPs who are not even getting employed up north in the UK, Manchester area, and things like that. So we have to look after our families too. So I'm not taking anyone of
Exactly.
employment. I'm still working as a GP, but I'm just looking after my family, because if I look after my family, I look after my patients better.
Yes,
It's as
yes.
simple as that. You cannot give out of an empty cup. But
Hmm.
if your cup
Yes,
is overflowing, from that abundance, you just pour out. That's it.
yes. That's it. Yeah, that is very true. If your cup has got very less water, you cannot give it to someone unless it is overflowing, then you can give it to other people. Yeah, true.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, very well said, Dr. Susie. You explained very well. And I hope my viewers really have a good picture about our business and how much it impacted on every one of our life. And hope they will actually think about it. And it is not by force, it's everyone's choice whether they want to join or not. It is entirely up to them. Yeah, thank you
Absolutely.
so much, Susie. And thank you, everyone who watched the live program today. Thank you for your time. And thank you so much, Dr. Susie.
That's absolutely. So just reach out to either myself or Jansi Chechi, and we are more than happy to tell you about the next steps. So speak soon. Bye for now. God bless.
Bye for now. God bless. Bye now.